Hi, this is Representative Patrick Sheehan with your weekly legislative update. This week I want to talk with you about Senate Bill 638, which is the extension of unemployment insurance. And this was a tough vote for me because I think at some point we have to recognize that we're not being compassionate anymore, and that we do have a good number of people that are on unemployment that need to get out and find work, that are not doing that right now because their unemployment benefits are good. The problem is we also have a good number of people that just legitimately can't find work and need to feed their families. So I voted for this extension. I won't be voting for another one. It extended the unemployment benefits from 99 weeks to 105 weeks. So it was a tough vote. It was a tough call, but I made it, and that's what it is. Coming up, I'm going to be carrying a driver's education bill. Now, this came through the Transportation Committee. This was not one of my bills, but I agreed to carry it, and I'm happy to carry it. It's a very interesting bill. It only affects the Tri-County area, which made me suspect at first, but it turns out that that's just logistically the most appropriate way to start this program. Oregon Department of Transportation currently does subsidize driver's ed on a voluntary basis for folks, and this would mandate driver's education for kids who are under the age of 18. I think this is a great bill. I took driver's ed when I was in school, and I think it's an appropriate thing for everyone to do. What it does is it drives the cost of insurance down for the kids that are insured, and will hopefully encourage more kids to carry insurance because they offer a discount. Now, the driver's ed course being mandatory, ODOT is kicking in a good chunk of that, and they are also going to mandate that if you can't afford a driver's ed course, they have concessions to offer additional financial help for that. So I'm pleased to carry that bill, and I'm looking forward to it passing. I think it's going to keep more young Oregonians alive and keep our drivers safe. So I'm very, very pleased to be carrying that bill in the very near future. And speaking of cars, I had a vote where I was one of 10 no's out of 60 on a vehicle sharing bill. So I just wanted to talk with you guys about that briefly and let you know why I voted no on it. It seems like a good idea. It's a free market idea. It has to do with people being able to lend their own cars out. You would use a smartphone to find a car in your neighborhood that you wanted to borrow, and if somebody put their car on the market, they assign a price to it. So if you wanted to borrow my car, I could put it out there for $20 an hour, and you could come borrow my car, use the car, bring it back, and then I would rate you as a user and say that this person earned this many stars out of 5, and give a narrative description of why I thought that they were a good renter or a bad renter. And this bill allowed for the insurance coverage to carry over on liability insurance. Why I voted no is I saw some really big red flags. I saw the ability for fraud, the ability for identity theft. When I questioned the folks in the committee about it, about what they're currently doing, there was only one place in the country that was currently doing this, and that was San Francisco, and they've only been doing it for 3 months, and they've got about 100 cars involved. They've already had one issue with a gentleman who had a BMW, and he rented it out, and the person that rented it didn't know how to drive a stick shift and ended up damaging the clutch pretty dramatically. When I questioned the owner of the company as to what they did about it, he said, well, we came through with some money on it. Now, that's not really a policy to come through with some money, and they've got an early adopter population. I was just really concerned that this population of folks are interested in seeing the program succeed, and you still had this giant problem of having one person who had their clutch burnt out. So I wanted to see them work out the problems in San Francisco during their trial period down there before we jump on the bandwagon. I think there's a lot of room for trouble with it, especially with identity theft. I went through the screens on my iPad during the committee hearing to kind of see what they did to authenticate people, and I was frankly a little concerned with how simple it was and how easy I think it would be to defraud someone and to get into the rental pool and borrow someone's car and be able to use it for whatever purpose. There was also nothing in there about what they would do for red light cameras, traffic tickets, and things like that are fairly automated these days. So that's why I voted no on the bill. Otherwise, it seemed like a reasonable idea and a creative idea. I just wanted them to work the kinks out before they came and brought it back. A bill that everyone was talking about this week was concealed carry reciprocity. And so this means that if you have a concealed handgun license and you wanted to carry it in another state, if that state also recognizes Oregon, you could do that under this bill. This passed the House, and I think it passed 40 to 18 or something. We had 40 votes anyway. And it's a good bill. I'm excited about it. I'm a little concerned that it may not pass the Senate, so we need your help with this one. We need you to give a call to the Capitol. The committee chair who's heading this up is Senator Przansky. He's a good guy. You can call him at 503-986-1704. If you know anybody in Eugene, those are his constituents, and if they can make a call and urge him to hear it in his Judiciary Committee, we'd really appreciate it. So that's your update for the week, and if you have any other questions or you want a question answered here or privately, you can, of course, give me a call at the Capitol at 503-986-1451, or you can go to patricksheehan.org to find links to my Facebook accounts or legislative updates, blog, or email, all sorts of things. So love to hear from you. If you have any concerns, please don't be shy, and we'll see you next time.